Hey y'all, Rick Sky here, and I want to post a follow-up video for Zwift, which is an app that I really like, and I use it with the Schwinn IC4 that I have right here. But within this video, I'm going to tell you why I canceled my Zwift membership. So Zwift is very cool. You've got a virtual cycling community, you've got racing elements, you've got virtual trophies. It's a very cool tool for someone that's looking for a cycling simulator where they can hook up their bike. Now, here's the unfortunate part about it. And I love the IC4. It does a good job. And I'm still fat, but I'm starting to lose a lot of weight. The thing with Zwift is that it's almost a situation where if you want to get the most out of it, you probably want your own road bike and you want to have all of these add-ons so that it can change everything within the, there's even some that'll change the elevation of the bike, and there's some that'll change the I think it'll change gears and do all kinds of fancy stuff. The thing with Zwift, with the IC4, is that, with Zwift being a cycling simulator of sorts, I never could, and I know there's been a lot of posts about this, but I never could get the resistance level on the IC4 to match, or to mimic rather, what's in the game. Meaning that, if I'm out riding, there's other people riding around, I always felt like I was having to pedal extremely hard to even somewhat keep up with them. So there was something that was just a little bit off. I wish that Schwinn IC4, or Schwinn Fitness Cycling, whatever you call it, I wish that they would link up with Zwift and say, hey, you've got a great software platform. We've got the industry-leading bike. Why don't we get together and make our tools play better together? And if they do that, I may come back to Zwift. But, it's not, me canceling my Zwift membership is not something to deter you from using Zwift. It's a very cool app. And to be frank, had I not installed another app, I probably would still be using Zwift. The thing is, I'm not as much into this for the virtual cycling experience as I am losing weight. So for me, since my resistance and all of that didn't really seem to match up with what was within the Zwift app, and then also the, yes, there were competitive components, but I'm not a professional cyclist. I've never been. I used to do a lot of road biking, but I never really competed. I did a few fun rides. So, me looking at leaderboards and all of that, it doesn't really excite me. I'm not wired that way, but if you are, Zwift would be, really cool. So what ended up happening is that, I would get on this and I would casually ride. It was good. It would track my virtual mileage. That was nice. It would track my estimated calories burned. It was good for keeping track of all that information. And, I could tell I rode, with Zwift, I've ridden a few hundred miles. The thing is, though, is that I just didn't have, time is money. And when I'm riding this, whether it's 15 minutes or an hour, when I'm riding it, I'm just riding. I'm not really pushing myself. There was nothing in there, and again, your mind may be wired differently, but there was nothing in there that was really pushing me and telling me to push myself harder and lose weight more quickly. So see, that's where Peloton was different. And again, what motivates me may not motivate you. But Peloton, having that instructor in front of your face telling you when to change the resistance, that's another thing. With the Peloton app, the resistance on this bike is not a 1-for-1, but there's a conversion chart. So that was easy to look up. When he or she said 30, I would know that if they said 30, that I would need to go to about 9 on this. So, that's why I've canceled Zwift, is because I found another product that better motivates me. A half hour on this with Zwift versus a half hour on this with Peloton. Peloton, I'm pretty much, and Zwift, I was sweaty and I could tell that I'd gotten a good workout. But with Peloton, I get off of this, and I mean, I'm just drenched in sweat. And, you know, that's what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for something that'll motivate me to burn the most fat as quickly as possible. And, you know, Zwift may be great for you. And I didn't want to post this video and say that I canceled Zwift because there's stuff I don't like about Zwift. That's not the case. It just wasn't as good of a fit for me, for my weight loss goals, as the competitor's products. So, I mean, I hate to say that, because what Zwift got right, they've got an app or a application for Mac OS that I would run on my MacBook Pro. Used it with my external GPU, awesome graphics. They've also got a Windows version. They've got iPad, Apple TV, iPhone. So, you know, there's a lot of flexibility you have when you're using Zwift. But again, for me, for my weight loss goals, I don't need a cycling simulator. I need something that's just going to really be in my face, you know, 15, 20, 30, 45 minutes, and just push me to burn fat. And so for that reason, I can't afford to have both. I mean, maybe I could afford to do it, but I'm paying for 2 subscriptions, and then I'm tracking data in 2 different places. I want to have it all in one place. So for right now, it's Peloton. Now, with that being said, you know, apps can change. The other thing that I didn't really like, that I didn't like about Zwift, it's kind of it's a 3D rendered virtual world. Not that that's a problem, but it feels like I'm playing a video game. There are some other cycling simulators, and that's the thing with Peloton. There's no simulation. It's like you're in a classroom with an instructor. So you don't see the road, at least with the current version. You don't see that. There is another product from a competitor called Full Gaz, weird name, Fulzgaz. I'm going to try that one out just to review it and see what it's like. But it, for example, has real road footage. So something like that, I may find to be more motivating than Zwift was. But again, if you're a hardcore cyclist, you like to do group rides, you like to do races, you know, you like to dissect all the metrics, Zwift may be right up your alley, especially if you're using a compatible smart trainer with an actual road bike indoors. That may be, well, I want to say maybe, that probably will be the most realistic indoor cycling experience on the market today. Realistic from the road feel and that perspective. Again, the graphics in Zwift, you know, they're computer rendered. So it's kind of a cartoony type look. Nothing wrong with that. Zwift's done a really good job. And I don't mean this in the least bit negative way. I mean, I'm just telling you this, or not telling you, I'm sharing this with you because I've been on this, I mean, it's tough. You know, when you're used to going to the gym every day, I haven't been in a gym, you know, where you pay a membership and there's other people working out. I haven't been in a brick and mortar gym since March of 2020 when this pandemic started. It's not worth the risk, man. I mean, fitness is super important, but the thing is, with fitness, you're going into a place with, you know, shared air, confined space. If people are going to that shared air, confined space gym, where else have they been going? So, you know, if you're concerned about, you know, catching this pandemic, this virus that's going around, you probably, it was a tough decision because, I mean, gym is all about fitness. You know, you don't have to, but you should try to stay in shape. You know, healthier people tend to live longer because they're healthy. Anything can happen. I mean, you can get struck by lightning. But the thing is that was a tough decision to leave the gym because I do the gym for fitness. I do the gym for health. Not just physical health, but mental health. You know, it helps you in a lot of ways. So, you know, not having that opportunity because of the pandemic has forced me to try out a bunch of tools. And again, I love Zwift. And I'm not trying to deter you from doing Zwift. Check it out. Subscribe, man. Check it out. You may love it. You know, you may like it better than the other app alternatives. They do a really good job. I mean, it's professionally done. Pair your Apple Watch with it, or in this case, I use the Apple Watch, but you could use the, you know, the little heart rate monitor that came with the IC4. It's a great experience. But yeah, I wanted to share this with everyone because I didn't want you to think that, that I unsubscribed from Zwift because there was some sort of issue. There was no issue. Well, there was no issue, but my minor complaint, at least with my bike, is that I just didn't have, if I'd had that more synced up feel with IC4 resistance levels and Zwift, if Zwift had an option where you selected, say your bike, in my example, Schwinn IC4, that would have been perfect. Because that way, if I'm on flat road, the way that I'm pedaling, the resistance that I feel while I'm pedaling this bike would seem realistic. Likewise, if I'm going up a hill, the resistance would seem realistic. It would feel like I'm climbing. And that's what I couldn't get. So, when I'm using a simulator that's not a one-for-one, it was kind of tough to get, to get motivated. And then, not having the real scenery, having the cartoonish scenery, and it's just, I hate to say that. And if there weren't other options out there right now, I would still be using Zwift. Because Zwift is great. But, when I got off that bike from using the other app, and again, that's Peloton, I'm excited to try the Full Gas app and see how that goes, and check out my videos on that. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with Zwift, and I'll repeat this 20, 30, 40 times. There's nothing wrong with Zwift. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Zwift. Zwift is great. But I did cancel my Zwift membership for these reasons. So check it out. Don't watch this video and say, okay, he's the authority for everything indoor cycling, because I'm not. I'm just a fat dude just trying to lose weight because I've been out of the gym because of the pandemic. And I'm trying to find the tools that work best for me. So check out my Schwinn IC4 video playlist. I'll post all my videos in there, including this one. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube.com/IrixGuy. And ring that bell icon when you do, and that'll notify you whenever I post another video. And if you're looking for the bike like I use, the mat that you can't see because it's on the floor, the smart TV that has AirPlay integrated, expand this video's description and then click the link there to find where to order it online. Y'all have a good day, and I wish you the best of luck with your personal fitness goals. Hey y'all, Captain IrixGuy here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. It's youtube.com/IrixGuy. And ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.